Hey subscribers! So, I'm going to be telling you about diabetes and how I go through it and how to make sure you take care of those that you love with diabetes too. Let's go! So basically, I got it when I was I was diagnosed when I was 2, and I have type 1, so that basically means that I was born with it. Like, it's in my genetics because it came from both sides of my family, yet my parents and my brother, they're lucky because they didn't get it. It skipped them, and then it got passed down to me. Type 1, basically you're dependent on insulin and you need insulin to survive basically. And type 2 is the one where you develop it over time, and it's from eating unhealthy and having unhealthy diet and food habits. Type 1, basically the insulin that comes from your pancreas, which insulin, it manages the amount of sugar that is in your blood, and my body doesn't really produce it, so it's either you stop producing insulin or you just have too little. With diabetes, well, specifically type 1, and that's mainly what I'm going to be talking about, is type 1, so don't assume I'm talking about type 2 anymore. It's only type 1 now. And I have to buy so many supplies, all the machine and all the stuff that comes with the machine, and I also need to get insulin, which is expensive. When I first started out, I was given this device thing, and that's what it looks like. So basically, this is a meter. It checks my blood sugar, and this is the thing that reads it. So I'll show you in the next clip how to use it. When it tells you your blood sugar, that you need to have this chart thing that basically tells you how much insulin you need to give yourself for that amount of blood sugar that you have, and then you add that to the amount of carbs that you're eating. How I do it, basically, when it's above 150, for every 50 that my blood sugar is, I give myself 1 unit of insulin, and then I add that to how much carbs I'm eating. So for every 10 carbs, I have to give myself 1 unit of insulin. So I just add all of that up, and then I give myself a shot, and that's basically how I do it. And if it's my blood sugar being high, then yeah, I just give myself that 1 unit for every 50 after 150. This is basically my insulin, right? Because I don't like having the pump. That's just my preference. And for people who don't know, the pump is a machine that's constantly connected to you, and it basically just gives you the insulin right away, and you just put in the number into the machine and then you get the insulin. It's easy, but I'd rather not have it. It's not for me. I'd rather give myself a shot. So this is what the case looks like. Beauty guru time. And this is the inside. So these are all the needles, and basically it looks kind of like an EpiPen. So yeah, I just put how much I need right here, and then that's how I do it. I just give myself a shot. Pretty sure this is the same for all type 1 diabetics. I believe so. I'm not 100%, but I know this is the range that I go to. So basically 70 to 200, those in between numbers, those I want to stay at, because that means my blood sugar is perfect and it's great. So if it's below 70, then my blood sugar is low and I need to eat something. So when my blood sugar is low, I normally have to get my glucose tablets or gummies, and I prefer the gummies because they taste good and it's just sugar basically. So I need to eat 15 carbs So I get the 15 carbs from that because the glucose acts really fast, and that raises up my blood sugar so it can be normal again. And this is what it looks like. When my blood sugar is high, which is when it's above 200, my blood sugar is above 200, that means the sugar in my blood, it's too much. So I need to give myself insulin for that. And basically I just give myself a shot and it should go back to normal, to its normal range. So yeah, I have to keep within that range to be healthy. Whenever like my blood sugar is high or low, gotta make sure I check my blood sugar and like check it after 15 minutes to make sure that it's actually working. After I eat one of those glucose gummy things, basically I have to wait 15 minutes so it can like digest, right? And then I have to check myself to make sure that my blood sugar is going up, because if it isn't, then that's scary and dangerous. And I have to try to keep it going up. And if it doesn't go up, then I have to go to like the hospital basically. And same goes to when my blood sugar is high. I have to wait 15 minutes and then check myself again to see if it's actually lowering down, or I have to give myself more. And that's what works for me. So what I find very easy is having this little, there's so many devices. So I have this one tiny device, it's called a Dexcom, and basically I stick it to my stomach and then it constantly reads my blood sugar for 24 hours a day. Like it reads it my entire day, all the hours of the day. So I can see the blood sugar on my phone, and then there is a 15-minute delay, which kind of sucks, but it just shows me my blood sugar constantly, so I don't have to keep checking myself over and over again, which is so much easier, and I love this thing. Yes. If a diabetic ever passes out, and I pray never, that will never happen, but just to make sure everyone knows this, everyone who knows me, everyone who has someone who's diabetic knows this, because it's very important. So if I or someone who's diabetic ever passes out, gotta make sure you grab their checker, which is this basically, and you check their blood sugar. And if you don't know how, it's very simple, and I showed you earlier, but it's okay if you don't want to or you're scared to. Just call the ambulance like right away. And all of us diabetics should have our emergency numbers and our medical alerts with us. So I have mine on my phone. Basically, I have an iPhone, and you just like turn it, like you act like you're turning the phone off, but you swipe onto the emergency ID thing, and it shows all my all the numbers, like emergency numbers that I have. And then I also have inside my phone case, if you open my phone case, there's actually a whole bunch of list of numbers that you can call if anything ever happens to me. So just, call those people, and yeah, call those people, or call 911. Definitely call 911 first, and then like a parent or something, because it could be scary. It could be very scary. But yeah, a diabetic can pass out either being from too low or too high blood sugar, but you always have to check to make sure which one's which, because you shouldn't, and it's highly dangerous to give someone insulin when their blood sugar is low. Like, that's why you have to check your blood sugar. Just, if anything, it won't, but if anything ever does happen, and like one of you guys, like my friends, right, are with me, just grab my checker and check my blood sugar, call the ambulance and tell them what my blood sugar is, and then call my mom or my dad or my brother or someone. Just call one of them, and yeah, everything will be fine. I do take good care of myself. Like I always catch my blood sugar like when it's about to reach a high point or a low point, like right before, because of the Dexcom, right? So I always try to be healthy and safe, and I hope, and it probably won't happen anyway, that I pass out. So I won't pass out. I won't. I'm putting that out there so like the law of attraction works, but I won't, because I'm gonna take good care of myself. That's just a little bit about my diabetes, and if you wanna hear more, know more about it, just let me know. I can make more videos, and I could tell you like all these stories about my diabetes and how it affects my life or something. And you know, see you next time.